Hey class, welcome to chapter 8, which is all about performance management. Again, really good topic because again, if you've ever been involved like in a performance evaluation, performance review, whether you were on the giving or the receiving side, this chapter probably has a lot of relevant to you. And I think all of us in our careers at some point have had, some type of review, that helps determine, promotions and maybe salary increases. And so this is a good topic for us to kind of, reassess ourselves because again, as I mentioned earlier in the semester, no matter, most of these chapters contain information that's going to be relevant to you regardless of what field you go into, whether you're a nurse or you go into marketing or you're an accountant or, you're a sales manager, even a doctor, anybody who's in any role, performance management is a part of that role in some way, shape, or form. So your book talks about, kind of three topics as far as performance management, performance appraisal, and performance feedback. Those are kind of the three kind of introductory topics. Make sure you kind of read through those and know the differences between those because there might be a question or two on the exam related to performance management, appraisal, feedback. So make sure you distinguish between those in your readings. There's a good section of chapter 8 that talks about traditional performance management versus continuous. And I think there's actually a chart that talks about it. Traditional means, you meet once a year with the boss and, they have this filled out form and you go through it, all the things that you do great and all the things that you need to improve upon. And then maybe at the end of it, you set some goals and then, maybe you get a 2% increase. That's more the traditional kind of way to do performance management. But as you can imagine, kind of the more the more developing is continuous feedback, where instead of just meeting once a year to talk about how you did the previous year, you meet every other week or you meet monthly with your boss to kind of talk about both short-term and long-term projects. And again, there's a lot of benefits that go along with continuous versus traditional performance management. So make sure that you study and learn the differences between traditional and continuous. So. There's one aspect that the chapter talks about. It's a section on acceptability, and make sure you read that section carefully because any performance management plan has to be acceptable not just to the manager but to the employee as well. Because if it's not accepted and not kind of accepted as part of the process, there's going to be you're going to see a lot of maybe turnover and rejecting of what those means. And and again, I've been not my current organization, but I've been in one of my previous jobs. I was part of an organization where there wasn't a lot of faith, for lack of a better word, in the performance evaluation program we were doing because managers had a lot of flexibility. It wasn't very standardized. It wasn't valid. It wasn't reliable. So employees kind of rejected it. And so when management really tried to push it, there was strong pushback from employees saying this isn't a fair way to evaluate us. And so make sure you read that section on acceptability because it's really important to learn how it goes within the organization. I pulled out a page here. This is from page 347. So I know it's kind of hard to read, but in your book, it's 347. It talks about, the different performance management system that includes behavior and results. Talks about accountability, performance standards, actual results, performance ratings. Make sure you kind of study page 347 because, again, I think it's a really good summary of some of the things that it talks about specifically. And then your book, the chapter goes into things like attribute, behavioral, results, quality, those different approaches. Again, attribute approach, behavioral approach, results approach, quality approach. Go ahead and read through that so you're aware of it, but just know those types of questions in that area won't be on the final exam. I think it's a little, that's really more for people who do this kind of for a living, who really need to know the full details of those approaches. Again, feel free to read through it. I think it's important to know, but just know you won't be tested in those specific areas. So, and then finally, a section that I think is really, really important, and actually I pulled it out from the book, is page 375. I know it's kind of hard to see right there, but if you turn to page 375, it talks about the different rater errors and the descriptions. And so make sure you study that because I do ask a couple of questions about that on the exam, about, a halo versus horn effect. A halo effect being, you tend to focus on one positive thing and that becomes the whole basis of the review. Or the exact opposite is the horn effect, where one negative thing that happened becomes the whole basis for the whole process. Leniency errors, where maybe you tend to be more lenient with some employees and more strict with others for whatever reason. There's all kinds of different errors that can happen in evaluating and adding to the performance management process. So make sure you read through those areas real closely, because again, I know I asked a couple questions on the exam, and again, those are the types of things that, at least in my role in HR, when I'm talking to managers, especially managers who have big departments, one of the things, these errors they fall into all the time, where they might evaluate a good employee first and then a bad employee next, and they have a tendency to compare them, unfortunately, even though they should be done independently. So managers run into these errors all the time, so it's very important to kind of know the distinctions between them. So again, those are kind of the highlights for Chapter 8. Again, I know there's a lot more to it. I don't want to make this a 20, 30-minute video to bore you, but again, those are kind of the highlights of the things that I think are most important from this chapter. So thanks again, everyone, and I'll see you in Chapter 9.